And George Stephanopoulos here, probably still reeling from that multi-million-dollar lawsuit settlement that President Trump won, that ABC had to pay out. Got to sting, doesn't it? Refusing to listen to the NEC director Kevin Hassett's answer regarding President Trump's desired economic policies as he continuously provides the answer to the question, yet Stephanopoulos continuously pries and presents the question in a way that if you don't agree with his question, then you're not answering his question, obviously. What a freaking tool.
On Truth Social, the president retweeted a post that said the market drop was part of a deliberate strategy to force the Fed to lower interest rates. Is that the president's strategy? If not, why did he post it?
Yeah. That, the bottom line is the president has been talking about tariffs for 40 years, and this has been absolutely the policy that he's focused on in the campaign and throughout his political career. And, the cyclical cycle of the Fed, it comes and goes. That's a different matter. But this is President Trump's desired policy. He's been arguing for it ever since I think he was on The View 30, 40 years ago. And it's exactly the baseline tariff is exactly what he put into the convention. So,
but
this is not a surprise for anyone.
Is it his strategy to force the Fed to lower interest rates, and that the market crash was part of that strategy?
We understand the Fed is an independent agency. We respect the independence of the Fed.
So
but the president's allowed to have an opinion. Absolutely, the president's allowed to have an opinion. But there's not going to be any political coercion over the Fed, for sure.
So that is his strategy, tank the market so the Fed lowers interest rates?
No.
Well, you just said the president's allowed to have an opinion. Is that his opinion or not?
He's not trying to take the market. He's trying to deliver for American workers. And I mean, what would you have him do? Again, real wages down 15 years in a row. Under the previous policy, and that's why Americans voted for him. They brought him in to turn the economy around for the American worker, and that's what he's focused on.
I'm just trying to get some clarity. Is that the president's
I'm getting you
strategy?
clarity.
No, is that the president's strategy or not? He posted it. He said the strategy is for the markets to crash so the Fed lowers interest rates.
It's not a strategy for the markets to crash. It is not a strategy for the markets to crash. It's a strategy to create a golden age in America for the American worker. That's his strategy.
Jessica Tarlov posted this, and it says, "This is not what a man who's going to reverse course says. Brace for impact. He doesn't care about the repercussions or the American people." But I have to beg to differ. I think it's the other way around. I don't think Jessica Tarlov and people like her who would say things like this give a shit about the repercussions or the American people, as they would prefer everything to stay on the same path that it was on prior to President Trump executing on a campaign promise. Let alone, this is not what a man who is going to reverse course says. And you're right, he's not. President Trump's not going to go back on anything he said he was going to do. And we see here in his post, the United States has a chance to do something that should have been done decades ago. Don't be weak. Don't be stupid. Don't be panicking. Is it panicking? I never heard that one before. Don't be a Jessica Tarlov, basically. A new party based on weak and stupid people. We be strong, courageous, and patient, and greatness will be the result. Like if you agree.
What we're not talking about is oil was $76, now it's $65. Gasoline prices are going to plummet. Any other time, that would be the number one story. In fact, if you go to the polls, what will get you elected as president? Much cheaper gasoline or Wall Street crying? I'm just being honest about it, right? So, yeah, people have these stocks in their 401ks. And guess what? We've been through it. There's a correction on average every year. There's a bear market every couple of years. I think most people are accustomed to that.
I'll have to just admit that their stupidity outmatches and outweighs their own efforts of trying to undermine President Trump, the Trump administration, Elon Musk, Doge, tariffs, you name it. Literally calling themselves out, saying the quiet parts out loud.
We're winning with veterans across America who know which side we were fighting on in World War II. And when they see Nazis marching down the boulevard, they don't see very fine people on both sides of the street.
And these last two, let me know what you guys think. Drop a comment down below. Breaking. A Charlotte, North Carolina man claiming to be protesting President Trump in favor of veterans and Social Security later admitted he was a USAID worker living in Vienna, Austria, who was told to come back home after USAID was shut down.
I'm concerned about the cuts to veteran care, to Social Security. I worked in Eastern Europe and was told to come home after the president put a 90-day hold on all foreign aid and assistance a couple of months ago.
You can't make this stupid up. But wait, there's more, because it only gets worse. This one here says that when you buy gas, you're supporting Trump. When you own a Tesla, you're a Nazi. Leftists are so confused. And I'm not going to break this one down and explain it to you like you're a 5-year-old. Hopefully you get it. If you get it, hit that like button. If you don't, drop a comment and I'll explain it to you guys on the next video.
Hey man, it's so cool, man. So cool that you're open about your mental illness. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you.
Right now, I feel. What do you feel? I feel Give it to them. What are they trying to take?
A different feel on this one. I feel like, you know what we're not talking about? What we're not talking about is this is the Great Reset. Except it's not the Great Reset. It's the Great Reset of the Great Reset. The Great Reset, we had two ways to go. And Donald Trump never said it this way, but I thought I had articulated this, and maybe I hadn't clearly enough, and I've been trying to say it for the last few days, so let me just be very, very clear. You had two choices. The world as we know it doesn't work. So the first choice was what Klaus Schwab was doing, where we could all eat, bugs, and they were going to reset everything, get away from the free market entirely, go all globalism, and push everything up to a global government. That would reset. Yeah, that would reset our economies. It would reset our dollar. We would go to a global currency. All of the stuff we've talked about for the last 5 years. That's real. That was happening. Donald Trump came along and said, don't like that. Don't want to do that.
That's
okay?
good.
That's really good.
That's a good observation. We shouldn't do that.
The problem is you can't just not do that because the problems are real. The solutions, the way the world works now,